Montalvo Broadcasting Network. Support MBN, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, and shop with us over at Montalvo Store. Go to ebay.com and search in the advanced search. Type in Montalvo Store. Now support Montalvo Broadcasting Network. We have a wide array of books on conspiracy, apparel, and much more. Support your favorite radio station, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, by visiting Montalvo Store on ebay.com.
With SRN News, I'm Patrick Foss. Militarized federal agents deployed by President Trump to Portland, Oregon, has the mayor and governor throwing fits. Meanwhile, the president is vowing to send more federal law enforcement officers to city dealing with violence and unrest.
The president is defending the deployment of federal law enforcement officers to cities, including Portland, Oregon.
Portland was totally out of control. The Democrats, the liberal Democrats running the place, had no idea what they were doing.
Mr. Trump is denouncing the violence and the demonstrations and is promising to send more federal agents to other cities, including Chicago and New York. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Also at SRNews.com, the Senate gets to work this week at its version of a fifth coronavirus relief bill.
Liability protection, getting kids back in school, jobs, and health care. That's what GOP leader Mitch McConnell says will fill out the bulk of his bill in the Senate. As early as Tuesday, the GOP leadership will lay out the nuts and bolts of its proposal to all party members and begin work this week on hammering out a Senate compromise. McConnell has already made it clear the $3 trillion proposal that passed the House in May is DOA in the Senate. He's been working with the White House on a package that aims for a price tag closer to $1 trillion. Bob Agnew reporting.
France has made face masks compulsory in all enclosed public spaces amid a fresh bout of COVID-19 outbreaks.
Masks were already obligatory on buses and trains, as well as other places like museums and cinemas. But now the government's ruled that they must be worn in all indoor spaces that receive the public. Above all, this means shops, whose owners have until now had the option of whether to ask customers to cover their faces. The government's worried about a build-up of clusters around the country, although it insists there's no second wave as yet, but also about indications that in the relaxed summer atmosphere, people are losing their habits of protection.
That's the BBC's Hugh Schofield reporting. This is SRN News. An attack on a clergyman in Virginia.
3 people were hurt when a suspect went after a pastor at Grace Covenant Church in Sterling on Saturday. According to WUSA TV, the pastor and 2 people who stepped in to protect him were injured. One of those parish members and the clergyman were taken to the hospital with non-critical injuries. Fairfax County Police Chief Edwin Rossler was attending the church meeting and helped subdue the suspect. The motivation for the attack is still unclear. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
Tennessee has named the Exit 24 interchange in Johnson City after a legendary evangelist. The Billy Graham Memorial Interchange links Interstate 26 and U.S. Highway 321. Billy's grandson, Will, helped dedicate the roadway, saying the family definitely appreciates this wonderful honor that you bestowed on my grandfather. It was the idea of State Senator Rusty Crowe who placed the legislation in an omnibus package that the General Assembly annually passes. This is SRN News. The Toronto Blue Jays are a baseball team without a home, but they're looking.
Among other options, the franchise is talking with the Pittsburgh Pirates about sharing their Major League ballpark this season after Canada's government barred the Jays from playing in their home stadium due to unwaived quarantine restrictions. The Pirates' president, Travis Williams, confirms the talks and sounds ready to welcome the Blue Jays, saying it will be a challenge, but if the Pirates are able to safely accommodate the visitors, it will bring international attention to Pittsburgh. Blue Jays general manager Ross Atkins says the team is focused on getting into a Major League facility and has more than 5 backup plans. George Bonzani reporting.
NFL players will be tested daily for the coronavirus for at least the first 2 weeks of training camp per the league's new testing protocols. The NFL and the Players Union reached an agreement as rookies for Houston and Kansas City were set to report to camp Monday. Rookies for other teams begin arriving Tuesday. More details at SRNews.com. I'm Patrick Foss.
The radical left-wing mob's agenda? Take over our cities, defund the police, pressure more towns to follow, and Joe Biden stands with them. Cutting police funding.
Yes, absolutely.
Eliminating cash bail, letting criminals back on the street, Violent crime exploding. Innocent children fatally shot. Who will be there to answer the call when your children aren't safe?
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
You have reached the 911 police emergency line. Due to defunding of the police department, we're sorry, but no one is here to take your call. If you're calling to report a rape, please press 1. To report a murder, press 2. To report a home invasion, press 3. For all other crimes, leave your name and number, and someone will get back to you. Our estimated wait time is currently 5 days. Goodbye.
The time for empty talk is over. Now arrives the hour of action. No challenge can match the heart and fight and spirit of America. We will not fail.
He's just a common man.
Your hopes and your dreams will define our American destiny. And your courage and goodness and love will forever guide us along the way.
Put y'all back in chains. They're gonna 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 put y'all back in chains.
You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show Emergency Lockdown broadcasting live on Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com/the Bruce Montalvo Show. You can join me in the chat room at Spreaker.com/the Bruce Montalvo Show. Call me at 480-382-8451. That's 480-382-8451. It's like we're living in an H.P. Lovecraft book. The fear of the unknown, the fear of the coronavirus. See, the H.P. Lovecraft used to write about viral zombies and influenza pandemics back in 1919. And then he talked about the living dead. And that's certainly what we're dealing with in this time right now. You have BLM and Antifa zombies, white zombies, literally, like the band White Zombie. It's not like, what you think. They're not Black Lives Matter. It's a bunch of communists that are part of a Marxist revolution and overthrow of the United States. And it's the fear of the unknown, because you're going into the polling booth to give your opinion, and you don't know. It's unknown if you're selecting Biden or Trump. You know who you're really selecting? You're selecting Satan, because all politicians basically worship Satan. The DNC and the RNC have commenced. Both the DNC and the RNC have displayed, whether you know it or not, satanic symbolism. If you look at the Republican elephant, the stars have been changed to be those of the satanic pentagram. They were changed a long time ago. They still are. the satanic pentagram stars on the Republican elephant, and literally it said "Death to America" for the Democratic convention. You see "Death to America" and a satanic star as the Democrats' symbol for their convention. It is sickening. It really is. What's even more sickening is what's going on in the news now. That's why it's not the Democratic convention, it's not the Republican convention, it's the satanic convention, and all the cool kids are doing it. You see, on U.S. military bases, they even worship Satan. You've seen the Temple of Set. Okay, they all worship Satan. They all have the pentagram stars. So you need to look at that and you'll see. It's the fear of the unknown. Kissinger said the same thing. He said, "The one thing man fears is the unknown. When presented with this scenario, individual rights will be willingly relinquished for the guarantee of the well-being granted to them by the world government." Says something like, we're going to eat each other, we're going to eat children in Los Angeles zoos, begging for the New World Order to show up. This is right out of, like I said, Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft's Fear of the Unknown. Okay, this is like Fear of the Dark with, the Iron Maiden song. They literally have America's head inside an Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden? Excellent! No, but it's not going to be quite excellent, okay? Anyway, the COVID numbers are going down, and that gives Trump a better shot at defeating this monster, Biden, because right now the communist Democrats need civil unrest. They want civil war. They are treating their BLM and Antifa domestic terrorists like endangered species. So a man, actually a 17-year-old, said that he shot two of these domestic terrorists, and now they're probably going to give him the chair. Or what would you do if you're confronted with an angry white zombie mob of communist, spoiled brat white kids that want you to wear a mask and just surround you at a restaurant, filming with their little fucking phones, ready to beat the living crap out of you if you don't, chant what they're chanting or whatever. I mean, I really can't put up with this crap. Okay, they are plunging us into a civil war. I mean, these idiots just deserve to get hit by a car when they're blocking traffic. I mean, they literally want to vote for a guy that is a pedophile and would sniff and sodomize every American in Joe Biden. Anyway, in crypto creature news, Bigfoot was found dead. Yes, the social distancing champion Bigfoot has been found dead. So it seems like Clyde Lewis has nothing else to report about. So if the Chupacabra goes next, I mean, Clyde's out of a show. Just kidding. We love Clyde. Yeah. So he's a good friend of ours. But this is what they're doing. All of us know that they pretty much worship Satan. They tell you that it's out in the open that they worship freaking Satan. And I mean, what's going to happen if Biden wins? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Satan is going to come out of the underworld and freaking have Biden sniff us all. Because Biden only needs to win 3 battleground states, according to this report. He only needs to win 3 battleground states to defeat Trump, supposedly. And he's leading in all 6. How could he be doing this when A, he is for eugenics, Biden. He wants to kill black people. And B, the Democratic Party has never changed their platform on being totally racist against black people. Here, listen to this clip from Lyndon Baines Johnson calling black people the N-word. It's no different than Biden saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Let's play this.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Say, well, you can't have a poll tax. They can say you can't have a gas tax or a cigarette tax or anything else. Federal government's telling the states pretty tough what their business is. Now, you can say that they can't discriminate, but I've got to prove that it discriminates. Now, I can't prove it in Texas. There are more niggers voting there than there are white folks. There are more of them buying poll taxes than there are white folks. Higher percentage of them. And I can't show that the literacy test that discriminate against because they haven't got any. They got no test at all. Just by God, anybody that can get up and pay $1.06 can vote.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
So there you have it. And they're planning not to concede the election to Trump. The satanic witch Hillary Clinton, who eats children, her and her cabal who eat children with their friends Stephen Colbert and Rosie O'Donnell, they all sit at a freaking table eating baby burritos, wrapped in gold foil probably. Yeah, she's telling Biden not to concede the election under any circumstances, which means civil war. They want total civil war. And I know dogs that wouldn't even piss on a Biden sign. They just go right over it. They don't even want nothing to do with it. They don't want to smell it. You know what? They would piss on it. They just piss on it and they just keep on walking. Okay? Because, I mean, these are people that are literally obsessed with killing babies. They are just friggin' mad. They're mad, stark raving mad about killing children. You see the whole pandemic response has been total bedlam. When Obama had SARS and Ebola and Zika supposedly ravaging the country, they didn't lock down the United States. They didn't shut down the United States. No. But under Trump, they lose their shit and they want to constant lockdowns. Like Biden said that he's going to lock down, that he would have locked down permanently the United States if he had to. I mean, this guy is literally missing his brain. There's so much going on during the Republican convention. You have the war with China escalating in the South China Sea all over TikTok, probably. They're fighting over friggin' TikTok, but we'll get to that in a minute. They were saying during the RNC the first night that cocaine was trending. Why? Really? Well, how come cocaine wasn't trending during the DNC when supposedly you're supposed to have Joe Biden's criminal son that does all sorts of business with Russians? That's a real Russia collusion with Hunter Biden. He's the one that does cocaine and bangs his dead brother's friggin' wife. I mean, this guy's the one that does cocaine. Donald Jr. and friggin' Kimberly Tinfoil probably do cocaine too. I mean, did you see that her face? That Kimberly Tinfoil's face. First, she comes off of being with Democrat friggin' reptilian Gavin Newsom, who I've seen shapeshift. I've seen him shapeshift on TV. First, she's with that guy, and now she's with Trump. You know what? The Fox News people probably told her, here, get Donald Trump Jr. nice and coked up and get him up there on stage looking coked out. That way we can say he does coke, when in reality it's Joe Biden's son who does the cocaine. I have here, Hunter Biden tackles cocaine use. Cocaine use. Talks about foreign business dealings and cocaine use. So, I mean, that's what they really do at these conventions. And now they don't have anybody there. They could really just go buck wild and party because, hey, all the cool politicians are doing it. They're all worshiping Satan. So that's right. You know, God is a racist and he hates all white people, according to these Democrats. It's not just them. It's also Republicans that are turning against Trump. And Trump is also turning against certain people in his base, like the QAnons, right? Oh my God, Trump shows how cruel he is to the QAnons. What, the IBM quantum computer? Look, Q is basically disinfo, okay? It's just some Russian algorithm pumped in by some Bill Gates supercomputer. But recently you have here Facebook removing QAnon conspiracy group 200,000 profiles off of Facebook. You know what QAnon is? It's basically a bunch of fat guys wearing anonymous masks, eating macaroni in their mother's basement. That's what QAnon is. But apparently they suffered Trump's wrath because they exposed that Trump was a pedophile connected with Jeffrey Epstein, partying. Look, Trump worked for the FBI. He was like an FBI informant. So he'd probably go around getting intel on all these people. And Epstein was Mossad and faked his death. And they probably got the dirts on all the royal douchebags and whatever. That's why Trump is able to be president, because they're holding dirt on people's head. But you have him turning his back on the QAnons. And why is that? Because they released information that Trump was part of a Masonic cabal. Is Donald Trump a Freemason? He's part of the Order of Solomon's Temple. So that means that Trump is also a puppet, right? Because you're a Freemason, you're pretty much a puppet, right? So the Freemasons pretty much run Donald Trump according to QAnon, and he's a pedophile. So Trump got banned, and he had his Facebook propaganda czar get rid of the QAnons from the internet. That's pretty much what happened, right? So the culture wars continue, cities continue to burn, and that's not such a bad thing for Trump. If you can't have Batman without a Gotham City. You need to have criminals, you need to have Gotham City, and then you can have Batman. So it's like we're living in Batman meets H.P. Lovecraft, with them overtly showing their satanic symbols. And, you know, if you just study history, you'll see that the New World Order gives us the heroes that we think we want. If you look at this quote, the quotes from Albert Pike, you see here, we always give the public their heroes. We give them the heroes to every faction, and the people, once they hear this person, all the right things we give, releases them because he or she speaks for me. And so Pike said this in his book, Morals and Dogma, from 1871, that they, the New World Order, give you the heroes that you supposedly think you see. Okay, and there's no heroes coming out of government or politics. I mean, come on, you break down politics, it's policy tick, the blood suckers. Anyway, we're all hurtling towards certain doom. News reports are saying that we are about to get hit in the United States with an unsurvivable earthquake. That's right. So now Donald Trump's going to be the same as Bush with his own Katrina moment. Officials warn of catastrophic storm surge with Hurricane Laura. Hurricane Laura packs the strongest winds the region has ever seen. Hurricane Laura makes landfall Gulf Coast with more power than Katrina. So get ready, because Trump's about to have his own Hurricane Katrina. I mean, this year is right out of Revelations 20:20 in the Bible, right? Just mark of the beast, all freaking hell is breaking loose. And hell is just going to keep breaking loose. Just got to break wide open. If that oblivious, brain-dead retard Joe Biden gets into the White House. So you see here, what's trending on Facebook? I mean, on Twitter and the hashtags, you see cocaine. That's right. They want you to worship Satan and do cocaine and love in the time of Corona. What? You can't even fucking go to a bar or talk to somebody or hit on anybody or because you got to stay 6 feet away. What a love in the time of Corona. Coronavirus equals eugenics. All right? Protests equal eugenics for black people right now. This isn't a protest. This is violence. This is civil unrest. So, aka the little protests they're having, they're not protests. They're eugenics. And they're planning on killing all the black people. Okay? So you see a bunch of zombies gathering outside the Republican National Convention in North Carolina. They're burning it down to the ground, just like Newsom and the Democrats are burning down California once again. All this is going on during this campaign bullshit that both parties are doing. All this is going on. There are riots on the streets and fires burning down the United States. Over 600 wildfires erupt across California. Firefighters battle fires triggered by dry lightning. That's because God hates California because they worship Satan and he's burning it down to the ground. No, it's actually reptilians with laser weapons that are burning down California. Okay? You really think both of these parties worship Satan? You really think that they're going to hold each other accountable or put each other in jail? I mean, like Donald Trump putting Hillary Clinton in jail. I mean, that's more disinfo from QAnon. Is she really going to go to jail? Is he going to put her in jail? I don't think so. I mean, all the reports and sources say that she's probably related to Trump. They're probably cousins, right? So all these reptilians are just going to keep ruling over you. That reptilian Cuomo is going to rule over you. The Gavin Newsom's going to rule over you. These governors, these tyrannical governors, look, at both sides, Democrat, Republican, they both are advocating for you to wear the mask. Hey, they're both part of They Live, don't you see? They're both parties are both the aliens. They make up the aliens from They Live. Okay? That's what's going on. And you better go out and you better buy some bulletproof vests and some gloves that could punch through a windshield and ammo, because when they come to your house, they're going to kill you. And then the government's going to say, oh, you defended yourself. If they don't kill you, oh, you defended yourself. You dropped some of our endangered species, Antifa and BLM. Now you're going to pay. Now you're going to pay because they're in league with Satan. Just look at their freaking logos. Look at the Republican elephant logo. It is literally filled with satanic stars. Same thing, Death to America in the logo, hidden in the logo for the Democrats convention. Death, D2, and then they have America with a satanic pentagram. That tells you plain as day. Death to America. I mean, they're literally not talking about death to Kim Jong-un because he just popped up the other day in another video again. Look, Kim Jong-un's probably been dead since 2015. I've been saying it, that he was replaced with a reptilian clone. But the news will say Kim Jong-un's in a coma. The sister is taking control. Amid concerns over Kim Jong-un's health because he eats too much cheese, health experts in North Korea say the North Korean leader is dead. Oh, no way. He just showed his face the other day. The story continues. I don't know how many fake Kim Jong-uns they've had since 2015. Since the movie where they said they killed him. Remember 2015, the movie they said they killed him? Kim Jong-un's sister may have taken over a key North Korean post. Kim Yo-jong. Kim Yo. Sounds like a freaking Asian rapper Kim Yo, Kim Jong-un's sister, rules North Korea. Experts paint grim picture. Yeah. She's probably the Antichrist, right? Look, this whole coronavirus is like Y2K, right? The coronavirus is a virus, and then back then we're all scared over a bug. A bug could be considered a virus. And it's all there, man. The lessons and crisis management from the Y2K days are just reliving themselves during this coronavirus era. And well, you know what it is? It's a Marxist revolution. Okay, they're combining Marx and Mao together, and at the end of the day, they're telling you to do whatever they say, even if they get rid of the guns. If you let them deball you and take your guns away as an American, they're still going to have their power growing out of the barrel of a gun that's going to be right in your mouth. And they're going to pull the freaking trigger because this is a government run by freaking reptilian shapeshifters who are constantly Mandela affecting your brain. They're just making you do whatever they say and kneel and stand and kneel and stand and, oh, go to the polling booth and give me your opinion. Oh, we're going to burn your house down. Meanwhile, China is spying on us through TikTok, an app that has a bunch of fruitcakes and fat people dancing like idiots. This pretty much sums up the state of politics today. Anyway, I'll be right back. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show, emergency broadcast. It's like I'm broadcasting during the end of times, during the zombie apocalypse, during Night of the Living Dead. Okay, you're living in an H.P. Lovecraft book that has become reality. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Montalvo Broadcasting Network. Support MBN, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, and shop with us over at Montalvo Store. Go to ebay.com and search in the advanced search. Type in Montalvo Store. To help support Montalvo Broadcasting Network, we have a wide array of books on conspiracy, apparel, and much more. Support your favorite radio station, Montalvo Broadcasting Network, by visiting Montalvo Store on ebay.com.